Hello, welcome to Grow New Plants. Well, it's a little bit cold outside today. We're getting the early winter. So I'm going to do something with my inside plants today. Today I have a Kohleria, and this is a variety of the SimSim Cleopatra. And what it is a rhizome. And I've got I'm thinking I'm going to get 8 different pieces out of this rhizome. It's pretty big. And I've got my standard African violet mix here. So I'm going to divide this rhizome up, and then I'm going to plant them. And then hopefully I'll have 8 new plants come up from these. Okay, so this thing, actually bought it off of eBay. And if you're not familiar with the Kohlerias, they're the same family as African violets and Sinninjas. They look a lot more like Sinninja, if you've ever seen any of those. And I've grown quite a few of the Sinninjas, and it's a very similar type plant. So it just looks like a little fuzzy worm. It's really a strange looking thing, but the root systems of these plants put these rhizomes out underground, and then you can divide these rhizomes up and then plant them into soil and get new plants out of them. So, and if you look right here, this one looks like it's kind of greenish. It looks like it's already trying to put out new plants on there. And there's a lot of different ideas on how you divide these rhizomes up. Some people say you can take each one of these little lines and divide them up and they'll make a new plant. What I'm going to do, and this was the recommendation of the guy I bought this from, I'm going to cut them into approximately 1-inch size pieces and then plant each one, and then hopefully I'll get 1 or 2 plants out of each little rhizome. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of straighten this thing out, and I'm going to divide it approximately, I don't have a tape measure here, 1, 2, so probably right about here. It's just a clean razor blade. I'm just cutting it in half. So then I'm going to cut each of these in half again because I want to get 8 plants out of it. So I'm going to go right here and right here, and then to cut each of these pieces half again. Nothing real scientific about this. I do recommend you using a clean cut, you know, a razor blade or sharp knife or something. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 8 pieces of them. This is a brand new razor blade. Just took it out of the package, so it shouldn't have anything on it. Should be nice and safe. And this thing, the way I got it, it is stored in just moist vermiculite, and it'll stay. You can keep it in these for quite a while. It'll survive on its own in this for quite a while. So I don't know how long this one has been out of the ground. I got it shipped to me probably about 3 days ago, and I've just kept it in that bag, and it's doing fine. So I'm going to reset up, and then we will start planting these things into our 4-inch pots. Okay, so like I said before, this is my standard potting mix soil for my African violets. So I'm going to grow these in the same soil that I do my African violets and my Sinninjas in. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little rhizomes, and I'm just going to sit one on top in the middle of each of these pots. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and just put about 1/2 inch of soil. This again is the recommendation from the guy that I bought these from. It's basically just enough to cover it up for each of these pots. And I'm not posting any pictures because I hate posting. I don't have an actual plant to this, and I hate posting pictures from, like, basically stealing other people's pictures off of the internet. But if you go in, the name of the plant will be in the description, so you can go in and look and see what these plants look like. They're really cool. And this guy that develops these SimSim varieties, he's very well known. He's from the Ukraine, and he makes some incredible looking plants. He's basically a hybridizer of these, where he takes pollen from one flower and mixes it onto the flower of another one to have a different variety. And there goes my dog. He decided he wants to play with his bowl outside while I'm filming. He always does that. Okay, so I'm going to get my water. We'll get these things watered in, and we'll talk about them just a little bit more. Okay, so I've got my water, and I'm not putting any fertilizer in this water. I use aquarium water. I've got a 135-gallon fish aquarium, And I pull water out of my aquarium. That's what I water all my indoor plants with. So I basically want to wet this thing down pretty good, at least through this top area. And then I will, and if you see this tray here, these are really good trays right here. I have links to these. I have links to the trays, the pots, all the stuff that I use for Amazon down in the description. So if you're looking for any of this stuff, these trays they're shallow trays, and they have the grooves in here are very small. So if you're watering from underneath, they work great because they don't hold a lot of water before they get above the ridges. And that's basically what I do. I'll take these and I'll water them in from the top the first time. And then after that, I'll just pour water down into the tray and let the soil absorb the water up through the bottom. That's bottom watering, whatever you want to call it. So that's really all there is to this part of it. Now I'm hoping in about 2 to 3 weeks, these things will start making baby plants and coming up out of the soil. So what my plan is here is another 2 to 4 weeks or so, I will have a follow-up video on this. I'm just going to show you step by step on how to do these things. So in another 2 to 4 weeks, I'll do a follow-up video, and hopefully we'll have at least some babies coming up out of the soil. And then we'll just kind of follow them along. And eventually, as these things grow up, these particular plants get up to about 12 inches high. I know you can't see my hand there, but I don't think you need a visual to figure out what 12 inches is. But eventually they'll get up to around 12 inches high. And as they mature and fill out, they will start producing more of those rhizomes. So each one of these plants will produce more rhizomes, just like the one that we planted this time. So over time, you can sit there and you can develop more plants the same way. Just let the mature plants make more rhizomes. And you can also do cuttings off of them, and I'm sure I'll experiment with that too. So that's pretty much it for this part of it. Like I said, Google the plant. The name will be down in the description. Google it. It's a really cool looking plant. These SimSim varieties are awesome. I'm trying to accumulate as many of his plants as I can, just because they're just really nice. He does a really good job at hybridizing these things. Comes up with some really unique plants. So anyway, come check out the new video in about 2 to 4 weeks, and hopefully we'll have little baby plants coming up out of this. I appreciate you watching. Please like, please subscribe, and please share my videos. Thank you.